Alright. Hello everyone, I am TheMan, and welcome to another review video. Now, I haven't reviewed something in quite a long time. Let's get over this way. Now don't worry, the stuff I'll review in the future isn't really going to be, all music related, because the last review I did was of Till Lindeman's Live in Moscow DVD or Blu-ray CD special edition. But this is something else. This is a new album that has came out, and it's definitely one of the most unique albums I've heard in recent years. It is called Satanic Planet. I'll probably pop a picture of it here. I would put it up here like I wanted to, but I can't. Apparently my camera's just going to show me while I'm right here, even though I'm like in the right in the middle of the desk. But this is an album that I was actually following for quite a long time, for about, I want to say 2 years. 2 years I was following the album. Of course it got delayed because of COVID. But what's really interesting is that I didn't even know it even released. Of course, most likely due to the fact that I do not use social media anymore. I don't have a Twitter, I don't have an Instagram. And the only time I use Facebook is for groups, like, local pagan groups and stuff like that. That's about it. But overall, I really just don't really check social media ever. I mostly rely on YouTube when it comes to like the new music stuff. But I had no idea that Satanic Planet released their debut album, and yes, the band is also called that. I was following it for quite a while, really excited, and then I just I sort of just forgot about it, and it came out May 9th. No, not May 9th. Sorry. May 20th? I want to say May 9th, but somewhere in May of this year, and we're in August now. And I just discovered, I think it was sometime this month, and I was listening to it, and it popped in my head. I was like, I wonder if that album ever released. And I, looked it up on YouTube, and there it was. Lo and behold, there it was. So I clicked on it, and this was like 6 to 5 a.m. in the morning. No, 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning. I stayed up late that night, and I was trying to go to sleep, but then that popped in my head. I was like, I gotta look this up. So I looked it up, and I listened to it, and I was like, this is something that I've never heard before. And, I listened to the album all the way through in one sitting. And then I listened to it again. And then I finally went back. And then I finally went to bed. And then I woke up. And I was like, that's a really good. That was a really good album. I think I'll listen to it. So I sat here with my headphones on. And I had YouTube music up on my other monitor. And I was listening to it. And I was like, damn, this is so good. And it is. This album is probably one of the best albums I've heard since Distance Over Time by Dream Theater. That was the first album I actually self-deemed one of the greatest albums ever, and one of the most perfect albums I've ever heard. And I still consider that to this day. And I was listening to it, and I was like, there's no bad songs. There's no bad songs. Now don't get me wrong, I listen to music a lot. 24/7, all the time, every day. I'm constantly finding new bands and listen to all kinds of different music, except pop and rap, because fuck that. But I was listening to, I was like, this is unlike anything I've ever heard. And now I would give you some examples on here, but obviously it's a real band. It's copyrighted. Um, but I was listening to it, I was like, there's no bad songs on this album. Like, I was listening to it and I was like, I have not skipped a single song the entire time I've been listening to this album. And I've been listening to it for a couple of weeks now, and I still never skipped a song. I still never wanted to skip a song. And I always listen to the album all the way through. There's not a single bad song on this album. Now, note that, yes, there are really good albums that have came out in recent years, in 2019, even in 2020. You know, the new Slipknot album was fantastic. Tool's album was okay. Rammstein's album was phenomenal. Um, who else released an album? Five Finger Death Punch. Five Finger Death Punch, their album was fantastic as well. But there's just something about this album that just really sticks with you. And it's so unique to... I cannot... It is so hard to describe this album. And I'm struggling with words to try to explain what this album is. The best way I can explain it is that it's like a... like gothic horror soundtrack-ish album. Like, it sounds like it belongs on a movie or in a video game, but at the same time it is definitely a musical masterpiece. And yes, and no, I don't throw that word around lightly when it comes to albums. Are there bad albums? Yes. Are all albums that I listen to perfect? No. I listened to the new Rob Zombie album. That album was grand. It was great. I loved it. Yes, I do skip a few songs on that album. Yes, I skip a few songs on the new Slipknot album. Yes, I skipped a few songs on the Rammstein album, on Five Finger Death Punch. You know, like, there's only like one song off of the Five Finger Death Punch album I really don't like, and it's a little bit off today. I really don't like that song. I know a lot of people do, but it's just not my style. But Satanic Planet is a huge collaboration, like massive collaboration. Okay, good, I'm recording. Here, I'm going to pop up YouTube Music. And I'm going to... Well, first change this. And I'm going to tell you guys who's all on this album right here. Actually, I should go to Google. Yeah, here's what I wanted to read you guys. Okay, I paused it. Yeah, some more background on the band via 31G, which is, I'm guessing, is the record company that helped publish the album. With the birth of the Satanic Planet, hip-hop producer Hinshaw, I'm probably pronouncing some of these names. I'm probably going to pronounce some of these names wrong. And spokesperson of the Satanic Temple, Lucian Greaves, the most prominent and outspoken contemporary Satanist in the world. Greaves has gained international attention as an advocate for religious liberty and voice of the Satanic Reformation, delivering lectures, blah blah blah, Rolling Stone, and many more, as the trio were diligently, I've never seen that word before, working and nearly completed with the music for their debut album. Worldwide pandemic hit, seemingly bringing things to a halt. However, with the onset of this new way of living, the newly formed band was in a unique position to enlist the legendary Dave Lombardo, who found himself not touring for the first time in years and suddenly having more time to work in his home studio on projects that interested him. With the addition of the iconic drummer, Satanic Planet was complete. Yes. So yes, there is a lot of people working on this album, such as Justin Pearson, The Locust, Retox, etc. He was also Dead Cross as well. Bandmate Lombardo, which is an ex-Slayer drummer. And then Justin's Planet B bandmate Luke Hinshaw and, of course, Lucian Greaves. Yeah, it came out May 28th. And it features appearances by Kettle Decapitations, Travis Ryan, Nami Abade, Silence, Jung Sing, I'm guessing it's definitely not English. Shiva Honey, Eric Livingston, aka First Church of the Void, and Hex's Carrie Feller. First single is Baphomet. So yeah, there's a bunch of people on this album. Like, it's definitely a big collaboration. I don't know very many of these people except Lucian Greaves and the ex-drummer of Slayer. But this is definitely an album that is very unique and very different from anything that I have ever heard. It's very atmospheric, very, very well put together. Lucian Greaves, I didn't know how well he would do. I've heard him speak, and I've watched, the Hail Satan documentary. I've seen many of his interviews and lectures and stuff like that from years ago, and I didn't know how well he would do when it comes to singing. He doesn't sound like a man who has the voice of a god, a very magical, holy crap kind of voice. But he's actually really good, and the style of the songs really fit his voice. I mean, it's not like your typical rock and roll heavy metal band where it's like melodies and screaming. Well, there is screaming. And stuff like that, but whenever you listen to it, it's the way he sounds is very unique, and the lyrics, holy crap! I don't know who wrote the lyrics. I think it was mostly Lucian Greaves. The man's a fucking genius with words. Of course, he's a spokesperson, so that makes sense. But holy crap, let me tell you, this man is a word genius. The way he puts together words in lyrics, the man's a fucking genius when it comes to lyric writing. I mean, some of the way it's said, the wording and everything, I'm like, holy shit, this is so good. Like, it's been a really long time since I've really heard truly great lyric writing and poetry, if you want to call it that as well. But just the way some of this is said, some of the lyrics, and the damn way it sounds and the way he sings it, it's like, holy crap, the damn dude's a genius with words, man. I mean, he's a spokesperson, so that makes sense. But at the same time, you're like, damn, these are some really good lyrics. I mean, it blew. Just listening to Baphomet alone, which is the very first track on the album, just listen to that alone, the the way the lyrics are said, sung, the way it's worded, it will blow you fucking away. I mean, my mind was just melting. I was like, wow. Hold on. You know what? Give me 1 second, guys. So I popped up the lyrics for Baphomet. Yeah, check these damn lyrics out. You ready? I'm gonna sing you the main chorus of the song. Cruel, benevolent, the infidel, hierophant, the truth, the liar, the frozen in the fire, the love, the hated, the words all left unstated, atop and under, the silence and the thunder, the ugly, the beautiful, the two sides of the spectacle, the wolves are as the sheep. The dreamer is not asleep. Yeah. And holy crap, I mean, the lyrics for these songs are just mind-blowing and genius. You can get this album digitally on Bandcamp if you want to buy it, but you can also listen to it for free on YouTube Music. Sadly, Google Play Music is gone, but I'm not going to start complaining about that in this video. That's a whole video on its own. But if you want to buy a physical copy, sadly it is not on Amazon. It is on the Satanic Temple website only. I don't know if it's like a permanent exclusive or a temporary exclusive. I really do hope they release it on Amazon sometime, maybe later next year or something. I mean, I'm not saying like, oh, you shouldn't buy off of their website. Oh, you'll get your stuff stolen. No, it's just that Amazon is like the most regularly shopped and easier to access. And everybody's familiar with it. I will try to leave links down below to where you can go buy this album. And I do highly recommend you listen to it for free on YouTube Music first, just in case you're not for sure. But man, let me tell you, I'm sure it's on Spotify and Apple Music. I just don't use much of any services really when it comes to music. But yeah, I mean this album is just fantastic. It is perfect. Just the way it all sounds. Every song on there is so catchy and so perfectly made that you're gonna come back to this album multiple times. Like I am. If it really sticks with you, you're gonna come back. And I think probably one of the biggest, most catchiest songs off of the entire album, besides all the songs. I'm not saying none of them are catchy, but the one that really sticks with me is The Devil in Me. Like that song just, it is like that beat. Holy crap. If you get this album, make sure you have good damn speakers or good headphones. And if you're going to listen to it in the car, your car better have some damn good bass. Because whenever it gets to that song, holy crap. Even with headphones, you can feel the bass rattling the inside of your head. Like, I'm not over exaggerating that. Just doom, 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 doom. It's like a heartbeat, and it's just constantly pounding and pounding and pounding. And it's just, holy crap. Oh my god. Just the bass part of it, it just constantly pounds and pounds and pounds. And the lyrics for that song, they are simple lyrics. It's one of those songs where it's so simple, but it's really catchy type tunes. You know, you'll hear the main chorus once, and then you'll get it stuck in your head for like days. Like right now, I have it stuck in my head because I was listening to the album in the car today, and I was like, damn. I had my headphones on. I got that shit cranked up, and I was just enjoying it all the way through the car ride. I mean, it's definitely gonna be one of those albums where you will want to listen to it multiple times because it is really that good. Like I'm sure some people will listen to it and be like, "Oh, you're over exaggerating this." If you feel that way, that's fine. This is just my opinion of the album. Like I said, I do listen to a lot of music, all kinds. I listen to music every day. I'm constantly finding new artists, and it's just been a really, really long time since I have truly found a masterpiece of an album, like something that you just cannot stop listening to and you just don't want to stop, And it's been a while since I found an album that really doesn't have any bad songs. Obviously I said, I've heard plenty of good albums come out by really good artists here recently, but there's just something about their debut album. There's just something about this album that's just it will get you hooked on it. Like, it is so well made. Um, I haven't seen really any review videos of it. Of course, like I said, even I didn't know it was out, so maybe not a lot of people knew it was out. So hopefully this video helped you realize that, hell, this album is released. I had no idea. So yeah, it's released. It's been released for like months now. So don't worry, you're not the only one who's late to the party. So definitely go check this album out. It is so worth it, guys. I mean, I am blown away by it. It's a very dark album, by the way. It is very dark, very, very gothic, very just it's just so unique. And normally I would complain about, screaming, high pitched screaming vocals. I don't really care for that, but it actually works. Like, it works on this album. You wouldn't think it would, but whenever you listen to it and you try and well, wonder what this would sound like without it, and you're trying to picture it, and it's like, man, it would sound like shit. But man, let me tell you, the beats, the sound, the vocals, the lyrics, the uniqueness of it. And the very last track, I think it's called Ligery. Ligery. I think that's what it's called, Ligery. Like, whenever you listen to that song at the very end, it literally feels like you're listening to it at the end of a movie. Like, it literally feels like you're listening to an end credit movie song that you would hear at the end of a movie. You could just picture the credits just going up while you're listening to it, and it's like, this is a great soundtrack. This would make such a good soundtrack for a movie. I mean, I'm telling you. Especially the final track, and man, it is so good. It really is. I've never heard anything like it. Some people may compare it to like doom metal or something like that, and I have listened to doom metal before, but at the same time, it's like, oh, not really. This is something else. I mean, it's entirely unique. I've never heard anything like it, and it's good. It is really good. I saw somewhere. Actually, no, I was watching an interview of Lucian Greaves talking about Satanic Planet, and he did confirm himself that they are indeed working on another album, and they plan on doing live shows and altering the songs for live shows and make it unique and different. And I think that's really genius. And he even said himself, like, you go to a live show and it's literally just them singing it in exactly the way they would sing it live, and they play the album in order and stuff like that. And I do agree with that. I do, especially when it comes to Especially when it comes to new artists that only have like 2 albums or 3 albums. They play it in the order, and then they play some new material here and there or something like that, and they do sing it exactly the way. They don't mix it up or anything. And sometimes that's good, sometimes it does work, but other times it's just like, I wonder how it would sound differently live, and it's definitely going to be one of those type of live shows. I'm very curious to see what they do with the next album. I don't know if it'll be the same type of style, or they might change it up a bit, or keep the same style, but like have like different styles and different songs. One of the songs, I think it was Vita El Inferno. You listen to it and it gives you that Anton LaVey vibe of his type of music in that type of time when Anton LaVey was around. Like you listen to it, it's like, it's got some Anton LaVey, like Anton LaVey, Anton LaVey vibes to it. It's got that, doom 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 doom, like jungle music or something like that. And then and the title track, Satanic Planet, the title track in the album is really good, and it's super catchy too. You'll start, like, you'll catch yourself going, worldwide panic, satanic planet, worldwide panic, satanic planet, and like you'll catch yourself doing it. It's like, oh shit, I was doing it again. It's really good, and the vocalist on that song is actually really really good too, and the way he sings it, and the music video is hilarious. It has like the old Hanna-Barbera cartoon characters and stuff like that in it, and it's definitely good, definitely worth it. So I think that's all I have to say about this album. Go check it out. Really, really good. Love it. Very good album. Highly recommend you listen to this album. It is definitely one of the most unique albums I've heard in a really long time, and one of the most best crafted and best instrumental creation I've heard in a long time. Obviously, there's vocals, like I said, but it's definitely a unique album, unique experience. Very, very, very well put together. Very perfect. It's definitely a perfect album. It definitely is, because you will not find a song you don't like, because they're all catchy as hell. So yeah, go check it out. If you like my review, let me know. Let me know what you thought of the album down in the comments. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Doesn't really hurt my feelings if you didn't like it. Just tell me what your thoughts are and what you thought of the album. Anyways, I am the man, and go check out some other videos. And goodbye.